In this video, I want to talk about Title IX from the male perspective. I have both a daughter and a son, so I think about this from both perspectives. The first thing I would say is it's important to understand that males can be victims of sexual assault and dating violence and sexual harassment and stalking. That's something that we may not always think about. We know that most cases of Title IX cases that are reported, only about 6 to 7% of those involve a male being a victim. We know that there's probably a lot more cases, but they're not reported as often. So it's real important to understand that our sons are vulnerable to this as well. And when a male is a victim, it doesn't mean that it's always a same-sex relationship. You can have a male-female relationship and a male can be a victim of these things as well. I also think about the advice I would give my son when he goes off to college in a few years. It's the same advice I would give any young man. You need to be aware that you are also vulnerable to being accused of things that you did not do. There are a lot of cases that are highly publicized and well documented where young men in college were falsely accused of sexual assault or doing other things that they know that they did not do. And the person accusing them knows that that was not true. But there are cases where that happens. And I worry about that happening possibly to my son, and I worry about that happening to young men. So it's important to talk to our sons about that as well. And a lot of this comes down to the choices that you make. So we raise our kids in a Christian home and we try to teach good biblical values, but it's no guarantee that our kids are not going to make mistakes. I was a young man once and I made bad decisions. We all have. But it's important for our sons to understand that certain decisions can affect you for a lifetime. And there have been young men who have been falsely accused that ended up in jail. It ruined their careers. It ruined their, the goals that they had for themselves. It ruined their life. And in some of these cases, several months or several years later, the person that accused them of something finally admits that it was not true. And so we also want to talk to our sons. We want to help them learn to make good decisions. And I'll just be very specific. Say a young man goes to a party at college and he meets a young lady and they start talking, they're hitting it off. One thing leads to another, and the next thing you know, they've had a one-night stand.